Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Balls.
What's the score, Chris?
If you have come over from James's channel, we are changing the rules, so it was an imminent loss. So I've now decided that we're going to do a little bit of short game challenges.
Was it officially a cakewalk?
It would have been a cakewalk, but the rules have changed. So we're going to be using the RZN MS Tour, which was sent to me from all the way from Canada by Sean. So thank you very much, Sean. We did test the cheaper ball, the £1 version, a couple of weeks ago. So far this is coming out £30 a dozen, so it does compare to something like last week's ball, which is the Titleist Speed, Tour Speed.
Yep.
But again, so far it's been able to do, especially what James wanted it to do. It's not necessarily what I wanted it to do, but we're going to be testing now mainly short games. So the big thing that I said on James's channel was the non-slip skin, was it? Anti-slip?
Anti-slip skin, yeah.
So again, they're saying in wet conditions it'll have more grab, and James certainly saw that. He hit a great 6-iron into here, stopped within a couple of yards. Again,
can we say that the tee was a lot further? It wasn't from here.
The tee was a lot further back. And on the first, he hit a short-sided chip which has spin even onto the wet greens. So far it's doing what it said, and it's not something that other brands I've seen that they actively push. Obviously a lot of the times
the closest technology I can think is the finish on the ping irons. Is it the Hydro Pearl 2.0 finish?
Yeah.
So that's designed to kind of reduce moisture and enhance spin.
Yeah, and golf balls more, you know, are normally just saying that it's more distance, more spin around.
I think there is a claim of distance. Let me just have a look at the box, and again, this is a brand that we've not really looked at too much, but it's sometimes nice to kind of have a different brand other than Titleist, TaylorMade or Callaway. We have the micro dimple technology in anti-slip urethane cover, and we also have the 3D speed lock mantle layer to create for greater grab power and increase. So yeah, they're not kind of claiming distance really at all, which is phenomenal, really, isn't it?
And it is a ball that's designed for the majority. So this is designed probably for 90% of golfers with swing speeds under 100 miles an hour.
Our easiest playing tour ball for all swing speeds. So that kind of shows exactly what they're aiming that at, which is quite nice actually.
Yeah, it is refreshing not to be just saying it's all singing and all dancing.
Refreshing.
And for
like a nice
speeds.
Cold cordial on a summer's day.
Yeah, something like that. I've never seen you have one of those, but right, 100 yards here, so I'm going to try and flight this one in.
Nice, oh, that's at it. Has that started to come back?
It has had plenty of spin, which again, wet ball, wet grooves, you wouldn't expect too much spin, but that did come back into that green, so not too bad.
So is it nearest the pin, or are we playing out from here, or what?
We'll do it
because Chris is making up as he goes along. So.
Well, I've picked that reasonable, so I'm going to say we'll go nearest the pin on this challenge, keeping everyone guessing, even you.
Unless this is inside you, in which case we're going to put out.
Then we'll change and we'll put
yeah.
it.
Oh, sit. No.
So back to one down.
Stopped nicely. There's more wind up there than what we thought, isn't there?
I mean, that's come back again, probably 5-10 feet.
It's a loss though, isn't it?
I mean, it is a loss. I'm just trying to get you, fired up with plenty of
And you know
spin.
what? We didn't see that though in our match, and this is where you could test a golf ball without just playing on a golf course. For me there, it's got up above the level of maybe the trees or even the banking up there, and the wind's just battered it to the side. So when we played this hole last time, I tried to knock it down a little bit so the wind never touched it. This is kind of what you pay your money for, isn't it? A Pro V1 may have held its flight better with the wind.
Or you could have just flighted it like myself. So back to one down. Right, so 2 pin high, and both that have spun back a little bit. James is, especially there, like I said, he's got at least 5 feet spin back. It's just a shame.
It is a shame it wasn't online actually, but then for the moisture,
yeah,
I think we've done all right there, really. I mean, not great shots, but the ball's done what it says it's done, and it's.
And you say not great shots again. Tour average from here is 23 feet. I'd say I'm probably just inside, and I wouldn't say you're much outside, so it's inside now anyway. Right, let's get a downhill shot and let's see how it reacts. Can we get it to run out and have control?
Right, Chris, downhill shot, horrible wet lie. This is where a lot of people wouldn't even think that the lie would, because apparently it's sat nicely, isn't it? It's not a bad lie, but the moisture is going to massively dictate the shot you're going to play here, unless you have
the anti-slip.
Anti-slip. Maybe it's the best golf ball for lazy golfers.
and this is it. So there I've just had a couple of practice swings, so the club face is now wet, which is the, you know, everyday golfer. We don't dry the club face off.
Or if they do, they give it that one.
Yeah,
and then it's dry.
They give it a little bit of dry and the waterproof, so it's not really dry. Then they come and have another practice swing and then hit it. And this is where testing golf balls, okay, when you buy, if you buy a sleeve of balls to test, use it in the normal conditions. When you go for a ball fitting, it's going to be on a range or it's going to be into a net, it's going to be perfect conditions, it works. But does it work when you're out there on the golf course and you've got everything to deal with? So, a little bit of left to right. Let's see how it reacts on the green.
Oh, that actually stopped a little bit quick for you, didn't it?
So I thought I'd go a little bit higher, but that really did check up. You could see that the lines that Sean's put on.
Oh, so it's just stopped now. It was running away from the hole.
Ooh, it's not too bad. We could see the spin on the ball. With the lines that Sean's put on, you could really see there was still a lot of spin on there, and it sat very soft.
Very soft.
We'll take.
Right. And feel-wise with the putter, I'll send Chris the putts to overlay now, guys. If you've not seen part one, the putt, it's very good with the putter, Chris, isn't it?
The putts will not be on screen.
Oh, come on.
Sit, but again, felt very soft off the face there, which I did enjoy. Right, about 8 feet to beat. James has flown it further.
Oh, this is delightful. Go on then. Ooh! Sit.
I think we might have to get the rules official out.
Really?
so.
Interesting that mine didn't actually stop as quick, did it?
No, it didn't. It landed pretty soft, but then it did chase on a bit. So there, this is it. This is where you see testing it on real surface.
I'm going to go with that's one apiece, Chris, looking at that, because I'm about 7 feet.
So you're saying you're
about 12 feet.
2 up, so we're going to have to keep playing until I get back in. Right, hold on, I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.5 for myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And a half.
Well, on that note, guys, James has been the victor there, even though I did try and change the rules. But we're going to go into the studio now because I want to show you how these compare at different distances, how they spin in comparison to tour average. What would we expect to see? What will it do for us? For, again, the everyday golfer, it is a ball that it's designed for.
I think landing angle as well could be a big thing, you know.
So, let's get in there. Right guys, so we are inside, because I know James loves me saying that. We are inside and we're going to be testing now against tour average. So the first area we're looking at is between 50 yards and 75 yards. Tour average spin rate from there, we're looking at around about 6,000 plus, 6,000 to 8,000. Now 75 to 100 yards, so a little bit longer. We're looking now between 8,000 and 10,000. And then I'm going to finish off with 100 to 125, I'm going to drop down to my 52 where we're looking over 10,000. So I'm going to hit these shots now and then we'll go through the numbers after. So looking at the first three, so we talked around between 50 yards and 75. We're looking at spin rate, we was expecting to see over 6,000. We had 6,435. So for me there it's showing that at that distance we can certainly still get enough spin, which is a lot of people fear on the shorter shots. We're not going to get enough spin, we're going to lose control. Moving on now to 75 yards to 100, we're expecting to be over 8,000. We can see 8,827. So certainly getting enough spin again there. So nice and easy from those distances, which people don't like those distances a lot because they don't practice them a lot. We're getting more than enough spin, and that's the main thing for us there. We need to be able to know that we're going to get some kind of control when we're buying a golf ball. Finally, we moved on to 100 yards to 125. We're expecting over 10,000. They're on average 9.5. So it's interesting. I struck those shots well, but it's interesting to start to see there that we're not getting enough spin for what we'd expect from tour averages. Again, it's a good number. It's not too far off. We might not tell the difference of maybe 400 revs per minute. but it's under the tour average, and that's where this golf ball is designed, with the compression for slower swing speeds. Maybe that's where it's starting to change now. At that distance, it wants to get you more distance as opposed to more spin, and by getting less spin, it's going to fly a little bit further through the air. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. A little bit different. We did some chipping outside, we saw it in the conditions. Please do try, when you're getting a ball fitting or trying something, if you can get into a simulator and test it, get in there and test it, but also get out on the course, test things out, like in wet lies. Does it get enough control? Can you do everything you want? Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again later in the week.